Alright, so Sky, gonna do your VOD review. We've got you on this side here. What I'm planning on doing is I'll review it from your perspective, then if I see anything going on, I might zoom out and try and show you some stuff. But we'll always start from your perspective until I see something I might want to mention. So let's see what happens here. Alright.
2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
So your comp's really poke comp. Their comp is a lot more aggressive in your face. So you want to make sure you're playing cover. Even as Roadhog, even as a tank, you really got to play cover. So let's see what happens. I like that. Good hook. Here, just play your cover. I would throw your trap here. So this is an instance where you're going for flank, it's okay. But what would have been better would have been to set your trap up in cover around where you first got the cooldown back and try to pull someone in there. Two good kills. So now you just gotta be focusing. Those are good kills. You did a decent job playing cover. Like I said, I think the only thing I would have critiqued would be when you first got your trap cooldown, setting it back up over. So let's see here. When the fight first started, you got your trap cooldown here. Before there was a lot going on the point, what I would have preferred you did was set your trap up here and then go for hooks in this way. Because there was one point too where the Mauga was here with the Mercy pocket. You walked out without using any of your cooldowns yet, threw the trap down around here, and then killed the Mercy. But this is a riskier position because the Mauga could have turned and focused you, and Mauga, like against Hog, there's no shield or anything, right? It's just, you just got your body. And so the way Mauga's healing works is he heals when he activates his cooldown, his E ability. He heals off of damage. So since Roadhog can't block that, Mauga basically becomes invincible while that cooldown is up shooting Roadhog. And Roadhog's such a huge hitbox, it's easy for him to hit. So what I would have preferred you did was put the trap here, gone for the hook on the Mercy, pull the Mercy in here, kill her over here, and that way the Mauga is not farming anything off you because you got cover here, right? That's what I would have preferred on that one. I'm just trying to remember how to rotate on this. Anyway, so this is fine for now. But you guys got the cleanup, you got the kill. Overall, pretty decent. So what you could be doing here is looking for. So instead of standing around, you could be go for a bit of poke. It's always good to be like poking for damage. Like downtime's always bad, even before the start of a fight. Like, see how your team's already in it over here, and the Genji's already in. You could have been over there with your team. The point was already captured. You don't need to stand on the point once it's captured. So you as the tank, you could have been over here already. Since your team's over here anyway, you could have been over here already doing stuff. Whether you would have got a kill or not doesn't matter. But like, look, Pebek is almost dead. But if you were there, the odds of him being almost dead are very low. So again, it's kind of like even when the fight is over, don't have as much downtime. You could have been up here already before the enemy team even got there and been shooting. And shooting is building your ult charge. Building your ult charge. You're at 54% right now. If you'd been poking from there, you might be closer to 70, 75%. And also, you could have got a hook. You could have prevented Pebek from taking damage. So again, it's just thinking about like if you're ever feeling like you're having downtime, you're not doing anything, you're standing around. At the very least, you could be getting better positioning. I would have preferred you threw your trap down here, closer to here. Why isn't my rotates working? Sorry, just a sec. Anyway, I would have preferred you threw it down where you are right now. Threw it down here instead of in the doorway. First off, they can't shoot it. They can shoot it really easily where it is, and they'll see you threw it down, so it's easy for them to focus it and kill it because they would have slowly throw it. If you throw it here, you're still in the same spot you are right now. But now you can go for hooks. Hook through the doorway, hook on the Mauga. Pulling the Mauga down right now would be super good. He doesn't have his team to help him. You could body block him. Your team could turn and focus him really easily. Plus, he's right in the trap. Throwing it in the doorway, you don't want to use trap as like a thing to block. You want to use it as like something you're hooking into. So this is a better position. I would have preferred you had it down here and then pull either the Mauga or pull someone through there. Let's see how this plays out. This is good. You're rotating, but so your team got run over by the Mauga, and again, it may have been if you hooked the Mauga down before he walked into your team there and into that trap, he wouldn't have been able to do that. So what happened was because you were down here, they walked up across to your Junkrat and didn't get hooked down. He just walked into your Junkrat and killed him. Meanwhile, you were over here and they were just ignoring you entirely. So this fight's over, which is fine. So you really want to be looking for hooks on the Hanzo, the Junkrat. I mean, and hooking the, or sorry, on the Torch. That's good. Good on the Mauga. Keep poking him. Don't mind that at all. Let the dragon consume you. Again, you want to be throwing your trap down on that corner. So I think a big thing for you, Sky, is keep being aware of when your cooldowns come back. Your trap was there. You don't want to hold it for too long because you could have thrown it down and got a hook on that Mauga in again onto your trap right there. Even there, yeah. So that's good, perfect. Okay, so you did it there. I would get that Mauga with the hook for sure. Because again, right now you kind of got some downtime. This is bad peeling for your sports or peeling for your team back here. Not bad. But in the process of doing that, you also left your team to be fighting the Mauga, right? And your team is not going to be coordinated, especially at this rank. So I would have preferred you actually stayed back and let the two of the others deal with that Genji. There's two of them there. The Genji got low, and to be honest, you missed most of your shots, and they killed him eventually on the two of them. So you probably were better served staying where you were and trying to keep the Mauga a bit in check. This is good. Yep, I like that. So looking for the hook on the Mauga here is not bad. You missed the hook. That happens. I would have backed up there. I would have backed up. So because you got your ult, I think your thinking was, okay, I've got my ult. I can do something here. Sorry, I got to figure out how am I rotating here? Give me a sec. I needed to basically change the binding, but anyway, I think your thinking here was, you know, I got my ult, I can do something, right? But Mauga had his E up. You were very low. You're down to like 200 health now. I would have preferred when you were taking damage and healing yourself back up to here to this cover. Make sure you're not going to take too much damage, because honestly, I'm pretty sure if that Mauga didn't back up and stayed there, you were dead. And at a higher rank, you'd be dead. So even though he backed up and you're living right now, higher ranks, if you are getting punished that hard and you're about to die and you're healing yourself and running away, also keep in mind Hog's healing reduces incoming damage as it's going up. So it's good. You did the right thing. You started backing up, but I would have committed to coming back to this pillar here because at a higher rank, that Mauga's not going to stop and back up. He's going to kill you. This is tough. So yeah, Mauga, I would stay undercover as best you can. This is good. You're doing as best you can here. Go for the hook if you can, that can interrupt him. This is bad. Yeah. So I mean, it's terrible from That's unlucky. You didn't have your hook. You should be able to kill that. You did it about as best you could there considering the Amalga. You lived, you used your healing through it, so that was all good stuff. The only thing I would say is you could interrupt him to slow down his DPS with a hook on him as well. So at that point, it doesn't matter if you hook him into you or not. Like, he's already shooting you point blank. It's good. I like that trap placement. So there's an example. You doing what you just did, throwing hook into the shield. That comes with a bit of experience and knowing you just shouldn't waste that cooldown. And that comes with getting to know some of the other tanks. They just switched to Ram. So let's just see kind of like your reaction here on it. So I would forgive this if you had just walked out and threw a blind hook. Sometimes just stepping out and throwing a blind hook where you expect the enemy to be can be the right play. But here you came out and looked, you saw the shield was down for maybe 2 seconds, and then you still threw the hook. So that's just something to be aware of, and you'll get better at as you just get more experience and stuff, realizing that if you see a shield, you see a barrier, don't waste your hook, because that now you're on a 6-second cooldown where basically honestly you're kind of useless as hook, unless they're right in your face, which they're not. So now you're just kind of standing around poking, doing a tiny bit of damage for 6 seconds. 10 even worse because the trap cooldown's gone. So again, just when you see stuff like barriers, you see stuff that's going to block your hook, and as you get more familiar with that stuff, just be conscious not to waste the cooldown on that. Hog is like so dependent on hitting your hooks to get value that it's your most precious resource. So throwing it out into a shield like that is pretty wasteful. So you walked away from that. Your Kiriko just used her ult. And your Moira's using her ult. You're at full health. This Ram's at half health, and you walked away from him. You were doing increased rate of fire in the Kiriko ult. You also, I think you have your hook, I believe. You've got your hook. You shouldn't have gone left here. You should have killed the Ram. That Ram could have got blown up instantly with what's going on. You've got 2 support ults going off, 2 of the most powerful cooldowns in the game. The Moira is already doing damage to him. He's already half. You've got your hook. You could have thrown an easy hook into his huge hook hitbox, and he would have melted instantly. Instead, you went over here, so let's see what you were thinking going over this way. But that's a pretty big mistake, would be not killing this Ram, leveraging the 2 support ults that are going at him. So now he gets out. He gets out. And is now getting healed up. Your team is getting kills, so that's good. But this fight would already be over if you killed the Ram there. Just a little bit of cleanup. Missed the hook. It's fine. Yeah, keeping your distance from Reaper is good. You have hook here, so you want to be throwing that out. Okay, you guys cleaned it up. That's fine. Again, though, like, you guys won the fight, but higher ranks, you'd get really punished for that. And I think you could have got the first pick you could have got very easily there. Yeah, so your team popped off pretty well there. Not a bad round. Not a bad round.
Score 0.
So can we check the? Okay, no. Can't check the stats. That's fine. It's not important really to check the stats, but.
Ready for battle. 5.
So this is a map where there is an opportunity to hook people off the map. It's kind of rare on the lava side. It's a little tricky to do, but it's an option.
Nice. Let's keep it up.
So they've got a monkey. Their comp is pretty scary. Like Echo's quite good against your Junkrat and your Hanzo, so that's gonna be a problem for them. It's gonna be hard for you to deal with Reaper or Echo, because Echo's gonna be flying around the sky, very hard for Hog to deal with. Reaper is just tough to deal with unless you you know, catch him out with a hook when he's at half health, then you can insta kill him. But like up close, he's gonna heal too much. His passive, he heals off of doing damage, so he'll do too much hitting many of his pellets on your big hitbox. So and Mercy and Kiriko are very hard to hit as Hog with hooks because of their evasion. But you have a nice big juicy target in the Monkey. Hog is extremely good against Monkey. So what I hope to see from you here would be really hard focusing that Monkey, because it's the one target that you can really, really have a huge advantage on and basically delete their tank out of the game if you focus him. I like that trap placement. Sloppy hook. You were going for the snap on the Echo. I like it. Don't worry about hook accuracy too much yet. You've just started like leveraging and playing Hog. That goes up. That's just playtime. So I'm not gonna criticize or try and give mechanical advice on hooks or anything like that. This is more like a game sense review, because all of that stuff, mechanics, particularly hook accuracy and stuff, comes from playtime. So don't worry about that. Just play more and you'll get it. So you're playing cover, which is good, but let's back up just a little bit here. Let's see what's going on. So I would actually prefer if you just walk on point here. You're playing cover, which is the right idea, but in this instance, what can threaten you on point? There's a Monkey on point waiting to do something. The threats to you are the Reaper, which is going around this way, the Echo, which is behind. So really there's a Monkey, a Kiriko, and a Mercy. They can't do anything to you as Hog. So what you could have done is you could walk on that Monkey, do a shitload of damage to him before he makes that jump, or even hit him with the hook as he jump and prevent that jump. So that's a thing too, is like, look at what can actually threaten you. And if in the case where you're extremely low threat, putting pressure on the objective and pressure on the enemies can be more beneficial, because Hog still does have really good close-up damage, even if he's not going directly for a hook. Like you could shred that Monkey, because his hitbox is so huge, you'll land a lot of your pellets. Even if you don't kill the Monkey, you can take about, I would say a third, if not a half of his life off before he makes that jump, and then your team that he's jumping on has a lot easier time of it. Good hook. Good hook, but again, a mechanical thing. You want to make sure you have ammo. You want to make sure you're reloaded before you throw your hook. Otherwise, exactly what just happened happens. You hooked him, it's great, but you didn't have any ammo, so he took no damage. So that's the thing to keep in mind to be aware of before you start throwing out hooks. When you see your hook cooldown is back, check your ammo first. It's probably worth it to take the 1 or 2 seconds to reload and then start looking for hooks.
On the objective.
What's up?
So, kind of what we talked about right at the start. I would want you to be basically hard focusing that Monkey. I think you're looking in your mind for hooks on the squishies because those are the easy kills, but these are really hard kills. You'll notice how you missed the hook on the Kiriko back over here. Her hitbox is one of the smallest and most slender in the game. Extremely hard target to hook. Very, very hard. Hard to shoot. She's just hard to hit, period, with anything. Mercy's flying around. Reaper, you're not going to one-shot him with the hook. I would prefer you are hitting 0 hooks this round, but you're walking on that Monkey and shooting him the whole time, and you haven't really been doing any of that. And so he's basically got free reign to jump all over your team, which is causing a ton of space, right? Your team is backed way off the point because they're trying to get away from that Monkey, which means you're now in a 1v3 because their Monkey's making so much space because there's no pressure on him. Like you've kind of been poking, you've been prodding, but you haven't done too much meaningful yet. You're at 32% ult charge because you've just kind of been poking. If you were on that Monkey, you would probably be close to your ult right now from how much shots you've been hitting, and you'd probably kill him. I wouldn't worry about the objective. I wouldn't worry about the other enemies. I would be finding where that Monkey is and trying to pressure him. But even there, the monkey's right beside you, like literally right beside you, and you're still looking at the squishies trying to farm the free kill. Look at his health. You could have just turned a little bit to the right, hit him with just a primary fire. He's dead, gone. But now they've got all the space in the world there. Focus that. Junkrat's popping off, which is good. See, now you're shooting the monkey. That's good, and he can't do anything. He's got to like basically be terrified of you. It's a good hook, but there was no trap there, so it didn't get the kill. Your Moira's killing him in the back line, which is good. Like, you guys are now winning this fight because of your Junkrat and your Moira basically managed to kill a bunch of them. I like the idea for that hook. I would be walking on that monkey to put pressure. You can fish for a hook here. This is a good spot to fish for a hook. I would be maybe looking for a hook on that Reaper. And now you're getting ready to fight the monkey. Good job. Yep. Really good pressure on the monkey. Look, he can't do anything. It's taking too much damage. He can't do anything. He's taking too much damage from you. Perfect. This is exactly what you should be doing. He forces ult out. It's fine. I would still be focusing him. Just in the monkey's face the whole time. Now you can look for a hook combo on him. So another little, I know I said I wasn't going to talk too much about mechanics, but this is a useful one to keep in mind, is a hook and then pop your ult can basically insta-melt any hero. So you did a lot of damage to the monkey, but if you had hooked him in and then popped your ult, his health bar just disappears. He would be dead. Almost guaranteed he'd be dead. So that's another like just good little like mechanical tip with Roadhog is when you have your ult, if you can land a hook and then pop it and start spraying them, it just insta melts so much. So something to keep in mind there. Now it's going to be too hard to kill them, especially now that their Mercy's popped ult. Better, you started focusing the monkey more, which is good. I like to see that, and it was the impact was noticeable right away. He stopped being able to do as much.
Be nourished.
Looks like they were just...
Trap, good spot for trap. It's a good kill. I don't like what you're going for here on chasing the Reaper. Maybe you land the hook. Maybe you do a bunch of damage to him. I don't think he dies. I think he fades out. The bigger risk, though, is a good Reaper at a higher rank is just going to turn around, walk on you, maybe fade your hook, and then just be standing here in a small hallway destroying your health bar, and you're not going to be able to kill him. So I would have preferred let the Reaper back up this way. You push forward through the main, and maybe you're getting a hook on the monkey. Maybe you're getting a hook on something there. So there's something to keep in mind with Reaper specifically. Chasing them into small hallways, them, Junkrat, there's a few like that where it can be really risky. Alright, so you got your trap cooldown. Not bad, but your opportunities to do stuff with that trap are pretty low. I would have preferred you walk up here, put it here, or walk up, you know, the Reaper's there, so you probably didn't want to walk up there, but like maybe putting it in front of main be a little better. Your window to like hit a hook and get something is pretty limited here, but maybe you can make it work. Monkey's in there. Reaper's got ult. So when you see a Reaper doing that, fading in your team, especially at the low ranks, it's almost guaranteed an ult. So if you see a Reaper looking for that and you're Hog, I know it's hindsight, like whether you have your hook cooldown or not, but if you see a Reaper going for that and you have your hook, don't waste it. Wait for him to start ulting and then hook him out of his ult because it stops the ult. But you guys dealt with that fine anyway. I would be just pressing W on that monkey, yep. Setting up the trap on that corner there. So they're down. They're down huge disadvantage. They have an Echo and 2 supports. Their DPS is still just coming back out of spawn. Their tank is dead. I would be hard pressing W into them because there's 0 chance they can kill you. And you can put massive pressure on to both alleviate the point for your team to get into it, but you could also probably get a kill if you just walk on them. So you're sitting back a little bit. I would be like pushing up into them and like hard focusing them. Like putting pressure on them by getting in their face. Your teammates did work there. I would set the trap up here. Let's see if you go for that. Yep, not bad. A little bit better to put it a little more undercover because they can shoot this. But if you put it here and you hook them, like it's still gonna go off. So a little thing to keep in mind is like you're better off putting it somewhere like here. Because you can also like flick people with your hook, so pull them in and then turn them at the last second. So that's like a little mechanical thing you can do. But putting your trap a little bit more in cover, but still able to pull people into it, it can stop them from destroying it. So they have a Bastion now and a Junkrat. So them spamming into you, they can get a lot of free damage. So playing cover is going to be super important. But they also have a monkey, and their 2 DPS can't really support their monkey. So not much has changed except play cover against the Bastion and the Junk, and then look to farm the monkey. If you can get a hook on the Bastion or Junkrat, great. Those are easier hook targets than what they had before, which were Echo and Reaper. So you got lots of hook targets, but monkey should still be the priority.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
So you got Kiriko and Morris up. That was the right idea. Like, that was the right idea, that hook there on the Bastion, because he gets pulled in, he's in the Kiriko ult, he dies there. You missed the hook, but if you hit that hook, that Bastion's dead. So it was the right idea.
Surrender to my will.
Remember to get your trap down, yep. Good, hard focusing the monkey, I like to see it. He has to get out, he has like no health, has to give up a ton of space, and he's dead. Don't need to worry about that Junkrat too much. He's fishing. Your Junkrat might feed here. I think that was an instance where you were you had all your cooldowns up, so you were trying to set up the perfect one-shot kill. But you had the Junkrat basically by yourself. Without getting the trap down, you could have just went for a hook. And you probably could have killed him. Without worrying about setting up the full combo of trap, hook, whatever, like you might have just been able to just throw the hook and hit him because he didn't have much support. He was a little isolated, so that's something to keep in mind too. Is by the time you got the trap down, he was already able to get out. So you kind of wasted the trap cooldown and he got out. Whereas if he just went for the hook there, I think you would have killed him. Good, I like you checking the angle for the Junk. Now it's monkey time, so yeah. So this is just a mechanical thing, hitting that hook, you'll get it. I don't like the trap where you threw down there. You kind of just threw it out. It was kind of like, oh, my cooldown's there, throw it out. You're probably better off using that cooldown. You could throw it in the main choke to stop them from walking in, or save it for later. Because right there, it's not doing anything. I like the pressure on the monkey. It's good. I would be walking on him more to get more of your pellets on. Good hook. That's good. He's not going to be able to do too much with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, your engines.
So again, just that mechanical thing. Look for the hook first before going for the ult. You're probably dead here because of the Bastion on the flank. Another thing too is with that monkey, you're kind of sitting back, you're shooting. I would like to see you like walk on him a little bit more just to make it a little easier to hit all of your shots on him. It wasn't bad though. It was pretty good. I like the pressure on it. I want to see what happens with that Bastion, actually. So I want to back out of this just to see what goes on with this Bastion. Oops. So this is just a little thing too that you're just gotta become really aware of, especially at the lower ranks. When you hear a Bastion in turret form and you hear the bzzz going on, I know I was telling you to chase the monkey, but what overrides that advice is when you hear the Bastion in burr mode and you hear that turret going, you have to get to cover. How you play against Bastion and how you very easily counter Bastion is you wait for the turret form to be done and then you go on him. When he's not in turret form, he's a very useless character. A lot of people make the mistake of just not waiting that cooldown out. Here, I get it. There's a little bit of pressure because of the point, but like they still have a pretty long way to go to secure the capture. But anyway, something to keep in mind. This situation's, it's forgivable. But when you hear Bastion in turret form, you literally AFK behind cover or focus someone else that's where he doesn't have line of sight on you, and then as soon as you hear that done, there's a number of noise cues for when he goes in and out, that's when you put pressure and step back out. Yeah, so this is gonna be tough. Let's see if your team can make a contest. Your Junkrat's doing work.
Surrender to my will.
They got the res on the back. That's not good. Nice, good job. I would be healing yourself here. So what you could have done there instead of dropping in that situation, it's a tough situation, who knows how it would have went, but remember there's damage mitigation on your healing. You could have stayed on the point and just held heal on yourself to try and stall as long as possible. You would have lived for quite a bit longer, and it might have given your team an opportunity to come back and help out and do something. So in that kind of situation where it's like do or die, you like can't get off the point, just like hold your heal down and try and mitigate as much damage as you can on that. I think through developing your mechanical skill through playtime, on that alone, you probably would have won that round. Because there was a couple of hooks that you missed where I think you would have secured kills. So that comes with time. Overall, not bad. I think there's a few positioning things, particularly with the Bastion and with like pressuring that Winston, that could be a little bit better. But overall, not bad. And you made the right decisions in a lot of cases. You just need the game time to be able to execute it mechanically.
1-1. Ready for battle.
So they're running the Bastion again. So this will be a good way to see if you guys are waiting that turret out or not.
This fight is all that remains.
Got Mauga. Okay, so now they're on Mauga, Genji, Junkrat. So this is a sort of a fundamental. Sorry, Sky, I'm gonna have to resume this shortly. Kid is crying, but I will. I'll get out part 2 shortly.